Love yourself. Mr. Scales here. Freaking love yourself, my guys. That's it, dude. Nah, nah, they're joking there. When I remember this guy named freaking like Nonconformist Radio, this channel, dude. They basically just talk about it, they basically converse about archons and just said they're basically about the shadow, about basically like, oh my, integrate, integrate it to the integrate yourself though, not integrate them though, or basically integrate your freaking shadow, guys. And now I'm thinking itself that about loving oneself, really, dude. Not in a context of the what do you love, your higher aspect or your lower aspect. Let's basically say it at that, to be honest. Higher aspect or lower aspect there. Your lower aspect that thrive on survival. And even in a nutshell, even when one time itself, was basically there's a fucking thing there that said that integrate your shadow, guys. Integrate your shadow, guys. You have a fucking degenerate version of you and fucking evil want to fucking kill everyone, to be honest, or ever want to slaughter or massacre everybody, dude. Integrate your shadow, dude. No, not integrate shadow, but wait, and and also as well, this basically if you I've seen a freaking channel there called like Seth. I would not name the freaking channel, but basically Sephra shamanism. Freaking like even worse than basically like freaking like this is a greater like distance or basically a super subversion, to be honest, dude. Archons and the demiurge is freaking like a thing to be integrated. That's it, dude. That's it, dude. Archons and the demiurge is need to be integrated. Don't harass this guy, of course, though. But don't harass this guy, of course. But in a context itself, no matter that this piece of garbage is like demons or archonic freaking forces there, you have forces, archonic forces live because of integration and such. Integration and such. This is basically your that the idea or that the idea itself or basically the thesis or assumption I mean assumption that you are everything itself there, and also and seeing that in an non-dual and also the bad ones too as well, and also like literally keeps them, not really keeps them but basically like allows and condone them to be but allow or condone them to be a part of you, not a part, not a part, but a part, or basically an aspect of you, even though even though you're basically being freaking gaslighted that they're not really your aspect or basically your parts as well, parts or segments. Absolutely not. Absolutely, they're not your freaking aspects, to be honest, dude. That's a basic kind of like the freaking like elites, the elites, not really the elites, but basically the freaking like human world basically said to everyone or every individual or basic sentient being there that basically that basically the freaking phrase that the dark side of you though, that or showing your true colors or something, showing your true colors or the reptilian the reptilian instinct or the reptilian aspect is the real one instead of the higher one, which is fucking dumb, dude. And that's basically when you be careful when basically you heard itself. Be careful when you hear we hear love yourself. It's the most dangerous fucking thing ever there, because who's you who is actually the one you who is the one that you love the most there? Your degenerate, your low side, or your higher aspect of you, of course. Higher aspect though. So yeah, higher aspect, higher aspect. And people that's basically like blindly integrating or absolutely like or basically blindly integrating or basically yeah, basically blindly integrating and actually encapsulating the this I don't know, I would say the arc, not really the arc ones, but basically these quote unquote selves, even though they're not an aspect of you as well there, and even though they're not an aspect of you there, they pretend. I said it earlier, to be honest, they just uttered it earlier, but To be honest, there, this guy itself, these guys are just freaking like creatures, this freaking vile, freaking horrid creatures, like vile, horrid creatures, exist and basically bypass the intellect. Not bypass the intellect as in the higher one, but basically the freaking logic there that we are your thoughts, dude. They're your freaking thoughts. We are your thoughts. We are your ego. We are your ego. We are your ego. And even said even says as well there that we are the one that we are the one that freaking that we are the one that that does that or basically make that that freaking desire and such do. There's desire and such do in a in a context of basically kind of like gaslighted there, because basically kind of like if you actually know the not know the ego or basically being like attack itself there, the ego will go to this mode that basically like, oh, what is the basic, what is this tactic, what is the what is the tactic, what is the strategy or the freaking like ego game there. That's the basically be is it thinks, not really it thinks is the right word, but basically you know it, but basically it it stands or stated it states itself as basically he's under attack, he's under attack, or there's a war going on. You see that basically when the Hindus itself there said, when Hindus or basically the Christian said that basically they're on a spiritual warfare, Kurukshetra, Kurukshetra, or basically, however, to be honest though, it just basically keeps the freaking like ego like really really like freaking like on paranoia or something, paranoia or something, not really paranoia, but you know it, to be honest, you know it, just basically really really alarmed. And basically this basically that's how the lush farm will start. So yeah, lush farm will start, to be honest though. That's why they actually you've heard there that basically on that fight it's much better to move freaking absolute freaking nothing, to be honest, dude. So yeah, but know that nothing, if it's, that's the ego or the freaking like demons nothing, demons nothing that basically said that, oh, we'll grant you peace, just come on, be distracted, dude, or actual freaking peace of the spirit, actual peace of the spirit that is basically transcended that those things. So yeah, know it. That's it, Mr. Scales freaking out. This is Scales out. It's so freaking short, to be honest there.